Hello, my name is John Quinn, and I am going to do a mini manual / job aid for Edgenuity. It's a credit recovery / homeschool / cyber school, a Web 2.0 technology that's been used in my classroom over the last 3 years. Basically what I am doing is I am going to go over how to use it and how to get acquainted with it for Pittston area students, hence the link, Pittston area. These students have not had any type of training in it, and it's the first year this particular sending school has used it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to basically go through this whole thing that I've all planned out right now. Alrighty. Okay, the first step is to click on pittstonarea.com. You will come to their website. You will have an option to do these things if you wanted to, but this isn't what we're looking for. We're looking for the left-hand side of the screen down the middle, and we're looking for Cyber Lighthouse is what they call it, but on the screen it says Lighthouse Cyber Login. Go into the Cyber Lighthouse, click on that. It'll get you to the next screen, which I already have right here. Okay, this is called the Student Information System. Sorry about that. Microsoft Edge is going a little crazy on me. Student Information System. I've put in a student's name. I click enter on him. Basically what this can do, you have options here. You could go right into Edgenuity like this, or you can hit forgot your login and or /password, which we know what it is anyway, so we're not going to do that. That's the very beginning of it's the very beginning of your Edgenuity cyber school / credit recovery program, so you're not going to not know this is the first time you're going to be on it, so you're not going to not know it. So this would be the screen if you forgot it. Say you were working on it and you didn't do it for 3 weeks and you forgot it. This is the screen that you would come to, the Edgenuity login recovery screen, and you'd have to click this thing here saying you're not a robot. Alrighty. Next step is the Edgenuity Dashboard for Pittston. Now there's two different ones. This is the Pittston one. Basically, you could go into your Edgenuity Dashboard, your academic snapshot. Here's the courses that this person is taking. Here's his activity, what he's done lately. Upcoming events, you could click on this if you wanted to, and it would show it, but there is no upcoming events. That took you to the school calendar, which you could fill in yourself. You could add stuff. He has 73 messages. You probably either didn't see that, or maybe you read them and didn't delete them. I don't know. There's course requests. There's nothing here. Admission status, it's active. That means he's currently enrolled. You get messages from classmates, teachers, guidance counselors. They have different, like this one here is a Spanish one, and it goes through how to walk the dog in Spanish, what word not to use, what word to use. They would use pasear al perro or sacar al perro, not caminar al perro. So it's basically just telling you things, trying little hints, and it's nice because you get these messages and people can try to help you out, or you can message them for help too. Here's his mentor. Her name is Jennifer Molinaro. Anytime he wants to talk to her. Now he just started this, so he's got to make up some time. He was enrolled back in November, but they didn't put him in my class until January, so they screwed the poor kid out of 2 months, actually 2.5 months. So he's now a little bit behind. So he's actually been doing pretty well. He's making up a lot of time on this. Here's the course information. This button goes to course information. I usually don't even show the kids this, but since it's available, I might as well show it in this tutorial to cover everything for any future Pittston students. Here is a button you can email a teacher. You could click on the link. You could get you could go face to face with her. You could call her. You could email. Here's her name. It's a really nice thing. You could go to the course if you wanted to. I'm not going to. I'm just going to click it just to see. I never did that before. Anyways, okay, here's your academic snapshot. It basically tells you what you're doing. Here's the 3 classes: English, Math, and Spanish. Student activity, I already showed you that. It was on the right-hand side. It's here, and also up here in the dashboard. It'll show you the activity. This was the screen that popped up before when I right-clicked it, so it just took you back to the lobby for that. So that's not a big deal. Here is the account. If you wanted to edit it, you could change things. You could change your password. You could change your profile. You could change your avatar. You could add a guardian if you moved or lived with someone, or I don't know, maybe now your grandparents are your guardian instead of your parents when you signed up for it. You could do that. School calendar I already showed you. You could add stuff to this if you want, like Valentine's Day or President's Day. Or we're off on the 19th, so we'd write in school's off or something. But he could still do this at his house if he wanted to. Valentine's Day, we're going to have school, so it doesn't even matter whether it's Valentine's Day. External links. These are other things you could go to. It could show you how to do check your plugins, or even go to that SIS orientation video I showed you above. If it's really not necessary, and the kids really don't ever do this, and this is more for like a tech kind of guy anyway. So, but I just figured I would show you that. I've never really gone into that with the kids. I've gone into this part here. This is the part that I always want to show them. This is your lobby for Edgenuity. This lists your courses: Math, English, Spanish. These are also buttons, but here are the buttons that I want to show you. Course lists first. It already shows you that. My course info, communications, sign out button, organizer, which I think is the most important. Then here's a secondary sign out, and then a third sign out button, a course map button, and a next activity button. So here's the next assignment. It talks to you about that. If I would click this, it would go into that, but more about that later. First, what is the My Course button? You could click on any of the courses that you want. Here are the grades: 77.8, 84.4. Like I said, he's behind because they screwed him out of a couple months. They'll probably change this to June 6th or something. They'll probably give him 2 more months because of what they did to him. I don't know if they did it on accident or what, but they really, I mean, look, it's 11/9 and it's February already. He got screwed out of at least 2 to 2.5 months worth of work. So, but he's already at 10.3% within a week, so that's good. He'll bang out this English course in 10 weeks, so he should be done. Plenty of time. Math, I told him I'd help him with. Spanish, same thing. He goes to a Spanish teacher for help for that. But that's the My Course list button. There's the My Course button info. It shows you all the stuff I just told you about. And here's the next things. For English, he's got a character, conflict, and idiom lesson. He has to do a quiz for a story that he just read. The communications button, this would be emails or suggestions or announcements. There's nothing here now, so no big deal. This is the sign out. It asks you yes or no. Well, since I'm going through a tutorial, it's no. There's also this button, which also will ask you, but no, so I'm not going to click on that. Organizer button, this is the most important one. I love this more than anything. You have the power button, which if you hit that, takes you back to the lobby. But we're going to go back into the organizer. So anytime you're doing this, no matter what you're doing, or you go through all these different buttons, and let's say you get lost and you don't know how to navigate yourself back, just click on that. All right. This makes it bigger. This makes it smaller. All right. This one here is the report button. Now, the reports, you can have feedback for your scores. It's pretty cool. I actually like this, but like I said, it don't really matter. Whoops, I'm hitting the wrong button here. I keep hitting that instead of the back button. If you're in reports and you want to go back to where you were, hit back. Back. Oh, all right, it got me back to this. Okay, so you hit your report button, you hit your scores and feedbacks, and whatever you want. Now, if I wanted to hit this back button, it would take me back to the reports, which where I was previously. And in this reports button down here, it has all these different functions. Progress reports, which are nice. It keeps the students doing their work, so we know that he's got an 84 average. He's done 5.8% of the course. Here's the projects he did, the tests, how many assignments, how many quizzes, what his scores are for those particular parts, the weighted material. And, I mean, it just shows all the different things. It's a pretty cool thing. Let's go back. He could look at that, his teacher could look at that, his guidance could look at that, his cyber teacher could look at that, his facilitator could look at that. And there's so many different people who can look at that. These are the current classes that lists it, and you would click on one that would give you the prescriptive tests and all that stuff. It doesn't matter. Most kids don't even use that, though. Here's the assignment calendar, which they don't really... I mean, you could click on stuff if you want, and it's going to give you for what week that you're supposed to be in, but they messed him up so bad, no matter what he's in, it's going to be behind. He's way behind because of their lack of planning for the poor kid. The e-notes, this actually is great. It lets you go in and click a course in a lesson. Let's say English. And let's say he did the Scarlet Ibis. Where is it at? Here it is. So we'd click on the Scarlet Ibis, and any notes that he took would come up here. Okay, I had a student that was doing notes for every single class. English, art class, math class, science class. It was awesome. And they'd come in here and it would show all of... That's nice. It would show all of the notes that the person wrote down for the class. Sorry about that. But this is a real cool subject. It's a real cool... It's a really, really cool tool that they have here. I really like it. And the students that that utilize it really like it. The next one is the attendance log. This is good for anyone who wants to use it except for a student who's being lazy. The students who are lazy hate this because I will print these out and I'll give them to their shop teacher. I'll give them to the guidance counselor here. I'll send them to the guidance counselor at their home school. I'll send them to the administrator. I send them home to their parents if they're being lazy. We had a meeting on this one student because they wouldn't do their work, so they actually threw her out of the class. It was kind of sad. But it was my proof because one administrator was getting on my case about the lack of action for the student. I'd say, look, they come for 14 minutes, and look, they got nothing done for 14 minutes. Look, idle time, 19 minutes and 13 seconds. So it's a good thing to save the teacher's butt when the students are being lazy. Okay, so that's all in the reports button. The next button is the communications button. This is pretty cool too. Now he just started, so he doesn't have anything here, but you could actually have people helping you, and it's called the collaboration corner. And if you saw it, it says right here, working together with others. So you could collaborate with other people. Teachers, facilitators, other students in the class. It's a pretty cool tool for the kids. The next button here is resources button. You have an orientation how-to. You can click on this if you want. It helps you with how to test and things like that. A fitness log. I know this is for the health. If students take a health class or a gym class, I don't remember what this looks like. Oh, okay, that's right. It has you. It's basically you're writing stuff down. You're logging what you did. Like I jumped rope for 15 minutes on February 7th. So you write that down. And I jumped rope on February 14th for 20 minutes. And I went jogging for 1 mile on Sunday, February 18th, something like that. And you'd log it down. And there were some teachers that actually made the kids keep those, or they would dock points off of them. I remember the kids doing these. They were pretty cool, actually. I thought it's a good way to make the kids do what they're supposed to do. And you also have a calculator here, if you need it. But most math classes, they have a calculator for you, or a scientific calculator. Even in some of the physics classes, they have them too. And that about sums it up.